What is up everyone, welcome back for another video of Diablo 3, and in this video I will be talking about another Witch Doctor build. And as usual, I don't give you a crap build, so you can also do a GR90 with this build. It is almost the same as the Helltooth build, but this build is a lot funnier and you won't die that much as you were doing with the Helltooth build. So let's get started. So for this build you need 5 pieces of Zunimassas, and as usual we are using the Ring of Royal Grandeur, which will give us 1 extra bonus for our set items. So let's put everything on. So the 6-piece bonus will give us 1500% if they got hit by a mana spender. Since we are using Hound and Piranhas, we will have to spam that to get the 1500% damage, and if we keep spamming that, then I'm pretty sure you will get 1500% damage always. The 4th piece bonus will give us 3% less damage for every fetish we have. Because we are using the Belt of Trascended, we can get up to 12 fetish pets, and because we are using Fetish Army Legend of Daggers, we can increase our army by 3. That means we will have 15 fetish, and that is in total 45% less damage. The 2nd piece bonus says that our fetish will die when they are getting killed, so the fetish will not disappear anymore in 8 seconds. For our headgear we are using Mask of Jerem. You can also switch this with Zunimassa, but then you have to put Tasker and Theo in your glove slot instead of the Zunimassa. But anyway, I had a better Mask of Jerem, so I will put that in my inventory. And this will increase the damage of all our pets, and while we have 15 fetish, that is a lot of damage that we will be doing. For our necklace we want to use the Traveler's Pledge and also the Compass Rose. Otherwise it doesn't work. So this will increase the damage while we are standing still, and we also get an awesome damage reduction buff while moving, and we want to keep moving, otherwise we are probably gonna die. But if we can stand still, we got a lot of pets out there, so it is possible to stand still, so we get that 100% increased damage. For our braces we want to use Lacumba's Ornament. This will give us damage reduction for each stake on Soul Harvest we have, and because we are gonna use the Sacred Harvester, so now we can have a maximum of 10 stakes right now on Soul Harvest. That means 60% damage reduction. For the other side of our hand we also need a ring, and that will be the Short Man's Finger. This will give us 3 Gargantuans, so we can apply more damage because Gargantuan is our damage dealer. And as last our shoulders, and I have to figure out which shoulders are the best, but in meanwhile I am using Pauldron of the Skeleton King, and this will give us a 25% chance to survive a fatal attack. For our gems we want to use yellow gems in our armor and pants. For our headgear we want to use a purple gem for the life percentage. And for our weapon we want to use a green gem for the critical hit damage. And I also had a socket in my mojo, so we can also put a yellow gem in there. For our legendary gems we want to use Enforger for the more pet damage. We also want to use Bane of the Trapped for more damage against monsters. And as last we want to use Bane of the Stricken, and this is also our Rift Guardian killer. For the Kanai's Cube you want to use the Furnace. This will help us to kill the blue and yellow monsters a lot faster, and because we have a lot of pets, the damage will be amazing. For our next item we are using Tasker and Theo. This will increase the attack speed of all our pets. And as last, the Ring of Royal Grandeur, which will give us one more extra set item even when we don't have that. For our skills, we want to use Hound, Poisoned Spirit, because enemies hit by a mana spender will get 1500% damage, and also Hound will give us 20% more damage, so that is a huge damage buff. For our next skill, you want to use Piranhas, Piranado, so we use this skill to group the monsters together, and also when we are casting this on a group of monsters, they get affected and they take 50% extra damage, so that is great for our pets. For our next skill, we want to use Fetish Army, Legend of Daggers, so this will give us another 8 dagger wielding fetish to fight by our side. And the next skill will be our damage dealer, Gargantuan Humanoid. This skill will help us to do the most damage against monsters, and it also deals cold damage, so make sure you have cold damage on your necklace and braces. And also, because we are using the short man's finger, we now have 3 Gargantuans. Our next skill will be Spirit Walk. This one will help us out of problems or into problems. In most cases, in my opinion, I bring myself into problems, but I should use it a little bit different, but I have to practice that. And as last, Soul Harvest, which will give us 100% armor, because we can have 10 stakes, also 60% damage reduction and 30% intelligence. So you want to get 10 stakes always. For the passives, you want Pierce the Veil to get increased damage. Spirit Vessel will give us a second life every 60 seconds. Midnight Feast will increase the damage of our Gargantuans. And as last, Jungle Fortitude. You can switch this to Grave Injustice, but I prefer have more damage reduction to survive. For our Paragon levels, you want Intelligence. For our offense, you want critical chance, critical damage, attack speed and cooldown reduction. For our defense, you want armor, resist all, life regeneration. And as last, for your utility, you want area damage, life per hit, resource cost reduction and gold find. So for the states that you want on your gears, you want on your shoulders intelligence, vitality, area damage, gargantuan damage. For your headgear you want intelligence, vitality, critical chance and of course a socket. For your necklace you want cold damage, critical chance, critical damage and a socket. For your gloves, you want intelligence, critical chance, critical damage and area damage. For your armor, you want 3 sockets, intelligence, vitality, gargantuan damage. For your braces, you want cold damage, intelligence, critical chance and life per hit. For your belt, you want intelligence, vitality, life, armor. For both of your rings, you want critical chance, critical damage and area damage and of course a socket. For your pants, you want 2 sockets, intelligence, vitality, armor. For your boots, intelligence, vitality, all resist, armor. For your weapon, percent damage, area damage and attack speed. And as last for your mojo, intelligence, critical chance, gargantuan damage and area damage. So now I will show you a short video of how this build works, so keep watching. Well, I hope you enjoyed. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, then don't forget to hit that like button, share my video and subscribe. And then I will see you guys in the next video. Alright?